The movie book combo I've decided to compare is Savages. The book was written by Don Winslow, and the movie was directed by Oliver Stone. It's probably important that I give you a summary of what happened thus far because the scene that I'll be showing is the final scene or the climax of the movie. So we have our two protagonists, well, three if you consider the person that narrates the whole movie. That's O for Ophelia. The two other main characters are Ben and Sean. Ben is well considered what he's called as a Buddhist. He's a guy with the curly, longer hair. He went to university and he studied botany, so he is the one who grows the weed of their two-man business, and the other one is Chon. He was a former Navy SEAL, so he's the enforcement of the company. So the story pretty much goes downhill when they're contacted by the biggest cartel in South America, and are wanted to make a deal with. So they turn down the business deal, and steps are taken by the cartel leader. Her name is Elena, to ensure that the boys have no option to say yes. In order to puppeteer them, Elena arranges for O to be kidnapped and held hostage. O is both of their girlfriends. It's like a love triangle. So after being forced to raid a drug deal in order to raise the money needed for O's ransom, complications arise. And they discover that the money stolen belongs to Leto, who is Elena's right-hand man. Ben and Chan go to extreme lengths to cover up their trail, having one of their hackers make fake bank accounts and purchase statements in order to blame the incident on one of Elena's other higher-ups, which leads to him being tortured and all that other stuff that they do in cartels to prove a point. After Ben and Chan realize they cannot raise enough money, they decide to kidnap Elena's daughter, Magda, and hold her hostage. At this point, Ben and Chan overcome the power struggle and arrange a hostage trade meeting to their specifications, which leads to the climax scene that I will be analyzing.
He's gonna die. Sean, I don't want to leave him.
No. At this point, the scene shows you that it's the end of the shootout that happened before. Everybody dies, everybody gets shot, all the bad guys too. What happens is that Ben gets shot in the neck, so O doesn't want to leave him when he's dead. Chan decides to inject all three of them with a lethal overdose, so everybody dies and there's no evidence left. This was what happened at the end of the novel, but it's discovered that it's one of O's dream sequences, so it's gonna loop back around and shows you what really happened in the movie.
That's the way I imagined it. But the truth has a mind of its own.
So now we're gonna see the scene that's exclusive
What
to
really
the
happened
movie,
was
where
more
nobody
of a
dies.
fuck up than a shootout, and gave us all a second chance.
Here we see some of the wardrobe choices. In the book it's described that Ben, Chan, and O are all wearing ratty clothing, where the bourgeoisie, Elena, Lotto, and Magda, her daughter, are supposed to be wearing designer clothing of the highest caliber.
Sit alone, Elena.
I am one, you are two. Let's just do what we came to do.
And the snipers. Tell them to put the scopes on the ground, hands in the air, or we're back in the Jeep and we're gone.
Get rid of them.
At this point, it seems that the trade-off is going pretty smooth until Elena tells Lado to have the snipers back up. He was notified that the helicopter was coming, so he just got out of there because the DEA was coming and they were just gonna arrest him.
Old Dennis, who couldn't leave town
The
with
man
the
in the
story note,
helicopter
had
here,
the
played by
corner
John
on the
Travolta,
action.
is Dennis. Another plot twist was that in the book he actually committed suicide before the final scene because his wife was dying of leukemia and he just can't deal with all the stress that's put on to him by the cartels and all that. So he actually survives, or he doesn't kill himself, as you could say, and he comes back to raid the shootout and make
Dennis
arrests,
sure made a
as
big
you see.
shot of himself on the
He
news.
arrests Elena and finally catches her. It's a big murder, and he's given all kinds of rewards for this bust. The fact that
Elena
Lado
took the fall and went to
survives
prison
and
for
escapes
30
means,
years.
however, that he starts his own cartel
With
and gets
Elena
away
out
with
of the
all
picture
crimes
and
he has
Dennis
committed
running
thus far.
interference,
The movie's
Lado and his
ending
rule
is actually
created a new
preferred by
cartel,
most as a great disclosure
the
for the viewer,
Azulados.
so that they are not frustrated by the way the story ends
Ben being Ben,
in the novel.
he had the goods on Dennis. And
The
Dennis
setting of the scene
identifying
was an
Ben
open
and Sean
field
as
with dry
his
desert land,
confidential
a perfect
informants
place
for
for
the
some
last
illegal
6 years.
activity. So
took care
kudos to
of
the
him.
director on that one.
But who really trusted
The music
who?
when Dennis intervenes
I have no
switched
idea.
to something
Ben and
reminiscent
Sean
of
spent a
upbeat
couple
80s
of weeks
music,
in the slammer
giving off a
and then
feeling of victoriousness in Dennis's
No.
heart.
vanished. Like I
There are a
did.
plethora of new actors and actresses in this film. However, John Travolta has been in a bunch of adult and kids films alike, making him a perfect candidate
say
for the
we're
single
in
dad
Africa.
/ battle agent role. Whereas Salma
Off
Hayek
Kenya.
fits this role because of her cultural
Or
background
some
and the fact that she
magic
usually
island
plays
in
a strong,
Indonesia.
independent woman in most of the movies that she's in. I found this movie
They
to
still
be a
talk
great
about
example
Ben
of all
and
three
Sean's Earth.
literary theories that we studied in class. However, I focused on Marxist theory for this
And it
scene,
surfaces every
as
now
Ben
and
and
then
Sean
over the
do gain
years.
control of the situation, and they switch roles with the Elena and Lado, who are the bourgeoisie.
These things
So,
happen.
in a sense, they make them humble.
You can never go back.
This movie does deserve its R rating because of drug use, obviously. There's lots of that, and also sexual scenes. In fact, there are a lot of differences in the book than in the movie, and vice versa. For example, O is very affected by the drugs, more so in the movie. This is shown by the blue scenes, like her dream sequences, which loops back around the scene that I showed you. And in both the book and the movie, she does say at the very beginning, I'm going to tell you a story, but just because I'm telling you it doesn't mean I'm alive at the end of it. Some people may have decided to read the book before watching the movie. The director kind of tricked us with the quote at the beginning, but he decided to keep everyone alive with that alternative ending. In my opinion, the movie is better than the book because it's more fulfilling. The book just kills everyone off, as opposed to the movie where they make a good ending, good lighthearted ending.